Okay, everyone, semi-final number 2. Lauber's fan club goes up against Team Cheese. Now, as we're heading into our first game, quick disclaimer, because we had some issues a bit earlier. I'm still, and again, if you went already through the VODs of the third qualifier, you heard that already. Just skip 30 seconds ahead and you're fine. But pretty much, I'm still at the Airbnb. I am in Valencia now. I am in Spain. I found an apartment, signed a lease, but there's no internet there yet, so I'm currently still in the Airbnb and relying, unfortunately, on a very shaky Wi-Fi connection that had some issues. So in a lot of the games we had no problems whatsoever, but a few have been popping up a bit earlier. So if there is a frame drop later on, if there is a bit of delay, that's the reason why. My deepest apologies for it. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. For the fourth qualifier, I'll be in my own apartment, I'll have my own internet, and we're going to be fine. For the time being now, though, we're heading into our second semifinal, and in the grand final we have Team Russia waiting already for their opponent, and Stork and his boys are going to watch this one now very, very carefully, and they have played fantastic. Russia has once again just dominated their opponents. They've just snowballed, avalanched over everyone and brought the Russian winter upon them. And they are going to try and do that against the next opponent in the grand final as well. But before we're there, we have to find out who that's going to be. Lauber's fan club, they ban out Zeratul and they ban Samuro. And especially that Samuro ban is an important one, because the Shrimp Master has already shown on Team Cheese that they are definitely happy to drop a Samuro on Towers of Doom and any other map as well. Abathar picked early on by Svamkorota, and that hero has of course seen a bit of a rework here. Have seen even a bit of monstrosity in the earlier rounds of the qualifier. Not sure if that's going to happen again, but there's a chance. And on the other side, Shrimpy with Tracer, and we get Dehaka. Now, Team Cheese, or how they're officially named on paper, what does the photographer say, has tried to live up to the name. And they cheesed a lot of opponents. A lot. But right now, they are falling back into more of a standard draft here. But we have against them now Reyna and Tyrande, and both of them are actually really, really strong against Tracer. The auto attacks that come through Jimmy, the Hunter's Mark that you can provide onto Tracer with Tyrande herself. So a lot of cool tools already against the Shrimp Master, where Shrimpy has to be careful and how he's going to play this. But with the setup that we're seeing here now, we have Maiev, we have Genji banned out, third ban comes in, and Team Cheese can now target the front line. Because so far we haven't seen another damage dealer yet, and they do exactly that. They look at what exists and they're thinking, okay, what does Abathar really work well with? What does Tyrande work well with? And they ban out Diablo to make sure that those Diablo into Tyrande stuns can't happen, that Abathar can't keep Diablo alive for even more. And with that setup and that particular one, we're now seeing also Malfurion banned out on the other side. If you play Tracer, Malfurion is of course a fantastic addition just because of that healing over time. Allows Tracer to move away from the rest of the team, be very mobile, and just rely on that heal over time aspect that Malfurion brings through. Now, we still need a bit more of a frontline and also damage on the side of Team Cheese. That can't be all that they're supplying here. And they have a global already in their own hands with Dehaka, but we... Oh, Tassadar going full in onto Shrimpy here. So Tyrael with shields, Tassadar with shields as well. Tracer on top of that can play Archon with this setup. And, of course, now also in a situation where they can go with the last pick then for another support and really help Tracer out even more. You could go Rhaegar here, for example, add a little bit more damage around with that as well. Has a Self Ancestral now too. But yeah, Shrimpy is the one who will have to make the plays here. Like, he has to be aggressive with this. And we have seen a couple of crazy comps already for Team Cheese. And talking about comps, Urel and Imperius picked on the final two. Urel with Abathar. Whew! Annoying as hell, I can tell you that much. Jumping around all the time as is, and then also having the symbiote on top of your head. Pretty annoying to deal with. Imperius has been seen in the main tank position for Team Russia before, and now the Lauber fan club is doing the same thing. As the last pick comes through for Team Cheese. It ain't easy being cheesy, but here comes a Junkrat. Who needs a support when you can have Tassadar? Need to change your playstyle a little bit, but you still have the Tyrael shields to rely upon, and they have a huge amount of damage now with this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for game number 1 on Sky Temple, so let's jump in without further ado. All right, game on, everybody. We are in our second semi-final of the day to determine who goes up against Team Russia in the grand final. On the left side, the Lauber Fanclub with Henning on Turanda. We're seeing Urel played by Fury, Svamgrotta on Abatha, Tai on Reyna, and Lauber as the main tank. Imperius here in today's first game on Sky Temple. On the right side of the map, Galnagunar for Team Cheese on Tacita. We have Azerite on Dehaka, Chia on Junkrat, aka Shrimpy on Tracer, and Backhold on Tyrael. Keep in mind that Team Cheese is playing with a sub today. They don't have Maka with them. Apparently Maka is currently in Spain. Unfortunately, he's not anywhere near Valencia, so can't say hi and grab a beer with him, but he'll be back with the team soon. And already they're doing a fantastic job here in the tournament, but here comes the attack. Oh, Dehaka down! And Tyrael is dead as well. Wow, Lauber's Fanclub actually with an immediate bang into the game here. Lauber himself with a lunge on his Imperius and is able to get the quick kill in. Double kill even. So the entire setup that we're seeing for Team Cheese, of course, hinges on the performance. Ooh, Tacita's in trouble at the top lane again. Galnagunar needs to be careful here. But the entire performance really hinges a lot on Tracer. I mean, at this point, when you're looking at it, Shrimpy, he gets the support from Tyrael, he gets some shields also from Tacita himself, and you need to make sure that he delivers the damage, and he is gonna try. But Tai already with the heavy auto attacks here against Tracer. Shrimpy needs to be careful, and Tai in particular is gonna become a huge problem later on for Tracer, considering how heavy those auto attacks are going to hit, especially with the assistance of Abatha, who's straight on level 1, also went into the pressurized glance. There have been, of course, changes to Abatha in the recent patch, but outside of that, we're also seeing the ace in the hole on level 1, and that is highly important for Jimmy, especially when you have heroes that can provide these stuns and slows, and Abatha, especially around the level 16 talent, is going to help a lot with that. Now, the one big advantage that we're seeing on the side of Team Cheese is obviously that you're running Dehaka right now. Abatha is fantastic as a global hero, but he needs to be a bit careful whenever he appears on the map, especially with Dehaka being able to just tunnel in and get a quick kill in there, so he needs to be careful with this. Lauber already sitting there again on his Imperius. An Imperius with that arrogant walk that he always has. I mean, I talked about it in the past. The guy looks like a bureaucrat, doesn't he? He looks like he's walking to his desk, and he could be German for all that I know, because like that guy looks like he is an absolute stickler for the rules. And he just wants to be the one that sits behind the desk and tells everybody how to live their life. This is pretty much Imperius right there. A guy, if you thought that Tyrael is arrogant and a little bit condescending, then wait until you see Imperius, because you got nothing on him. What a snipe against Shrimpy here. Urel jumps in together with Lauber, who lunges with Imperius straight onto Tracer, and once that the spear connects, that is a secure kill right there. That was instant. Damn, baby. And we're seeing even more action here. Lauber getting the help from Abatha is really starting to work out for the team in blue. I mean, this is game number 1 on Sky Temple, but damn, are they currently rocking the early game. 3 kills against 0, and now the double temple up, and immediately the Fanclub is on the first point here. Backhold trying to contest it, but needs to be careful. Lunge this time misses, but here comes Shrimpy from the side, trying to go for Henning, trying to get the kill there. Stun dodged by the recall, and Shrimpy moving away from this one. But they take over the shrine. And that was the most important part, at least for now. Grab that shrine, make a few trades. Dehaka at the top lane is also so far successful. And Abatha, in the meantime, has to deal with the bottom of the map, where we have massive damage from Junkrat, who just spends those nades one after another. Fury, on the other hand, comes in with Lauber once again for Shrimpy, but this time the follow-up just isn't there. And so far, the Fanclub is still doing well. They have a slight lead in experience right now. They're currently sitting on level 7 talents, as does their opponent. But the majority of those shots goes over to the Fanclub. And they have Mule, of course, now as well, and immediately put it also to good use in the mid lane, trying to secure the tower here. A couple of additional bombs coming out of Shrimpy, who's trying to still be aggressive against Fury. Lauber, in the meantime, is dealing with Dehaka and lunges over the wall. Escapes there pretty easily. I mean, outside of the fact that we have 3 kills against 0, it's not really too crazy yet. I mean, Team Cheese haven't found a kill yet, but we all know that such a double support composition can really start to excel also into the later stages and team fights a bit more, especially once then Shrimpy is able to get the real punch out there with the damage. Could have totally seen, by the way, instead of a Celestial attunement that we have on Tyrande, switch into the Khaldor resistance to make sure that they have the spell armor against the pulse bomb from Tracer. Don't have that yet in the game here, but that would have definitely been an option for them. Tacita in the meantime on level 4, of course, going straight into Kala's Embrace, so we don't have the extra armor that you oftentimes see when you're trying to protect not only the offlaner but also the main tank to an extent. But since you are heavily focused on Tracer anyways, it makes a lot of sense to have that sustained through the auto attacks on their side. The build on Imperius, by the way, by now pretty much the standard. Burn the Impure on level 1, Battle Hunger on level 4, and then the Cleave with the Holy Feather on level 7. So not really a lot of changes coming out of the build here. Another great lunge, and oh my god, Shrimpy goes down again. I'm loving these setups here. Lauber with a lunge and then heading with the immediate stun. It's a fantastic setup that we have, very reminiscent of what you oftentimes see with Stitches, with Muradin, or with any other tank that has a main stun available to him. And Lauber is connecting nearly every single one of these, and they're doing fantastic with it. So right now, we have on level 10 the Wrath of Ingarius taking, so again, Imperius becomes a delivery boy, working for Postmates, trying to deliver the damage and also the easy kills straight to the rest of the team here. And if that's going to work out, that's something we have to watch out for, but we've seen some fantastic Imperials play just in this particular tournament. Now with that said, 4 kills against 0 is not the end of the game yet, and well, we have level 10 versus 10, but the trend so far in this team is definitely leaning towards the team in blue. Nice attack to try and go for Abathur here even for just a moment, but at the top lane, that massive invade with the Night Camp that we're seeing from Team Cheese is going to deliver one structure. The problem is that we still have the entire temple at the bottom of the map under the control of the Fanclub, and that means they're very likely going to get one of the structures as well. But from the perspective of Team Cheese, this is pretty much the best they could hope for. They just traded a fort for a fort, and that pretty easily as well. Now granted, the temple is also now zoning in onto the mid lane a bit more, so Team Cheese is losing a bit more structure damage here too. But at the same time, we still have the mule available for the Fanclub, so they can always try and save a few of these structures. And they're ready with the defense now. Once again, attempting to move in. Azerite hops home real quickly, as we had Imperius at the bottom of the map still. And Tyrael, by the way, has still not taken his level 10. He's teasing us a lot here. We have seen them sometimes go into Judgment, and this could be another Judgment game if they feel they need to go for these quick kills. But then again, keep in mind that we have, of course, the level 7 on Tyrande. Once again, the quick jump from Fury as he hopes that Lauber is able to connect the lunge. This time, not quite the case here. Tehaka with the offlane experience, trying to keep the red team in play, and so far he definitely does that. And we have Judgment back hold on the money pick, on his little piece of juicy bacon. He's waiting for the juicy engage and the follow-up from Shrimpy, but so far we haven't seen any of that. Mid lane by now, again pushed out. Urel has to deal with Tehaka at the top side, and the rest of the two teams is focusing again on the mercenaries in this game. Just also to give you a bit of an idea, Abathur by now 15,000 damage is looking pretty solid here, but the damage continues as we are seeing Lauber once more looking for a target. He himself needs to be careful. Tyrael is still with the Judgment. They could go for him, and yes, the Drag. Drag is connected. Lauber is about to die here. Uses his ult to try and escape, but that ain't happening. Down he goes. Imperius is dead. And he's not the only one. Urel dies too, and Svangrota is going to lose the copy here as well. So another ult burn, and that opens up a boss play immediately for Team Cheese. It ain't easy being cheesy, but they are still going straight in here for a quick boss. Back in the game. 4 kills against 2, and that double kill right on top of the boss pit is all that they needed to make a comeback into this game a reality. And this is currently looking pretty solid for them. I mean, with the boss, they can get a lot of damage in. We've seen them earlier already taking down the top structures. That was important. So from a structural perspective, they're soon going to take the lead here. they are already starting to move in through the bot lane, and if they pressure a little bit harder with a few heroes, they will definitely get this 40, no doubt about that. They have taken the lead in experience, and all of a sudden the fan club is behind. Temple is captured at the bot lane. Dehaka is hesitating at the top because he doesn't have vision. Oh, Jimmy! Tile is low, and the Judgment takes him down. Judgment with a kill, and that is just bad news. The boss is still alive. Dehaka still sitting topside, starting to go for the temple here. Bottom temple is nearly completely soaked, but they're starting to go in again. They want more. They're trying to go for Fury. They're trying to go for Lauber, but they don't get any additional kill yet. Nearly a level ahead right now. Lauber is low. Oh, but the bomb goes on the Fury. The Riptide on the other hand. Abathar, the Slug survives, and so does Lauber. But all of them are low. Boss at the bottom of the map, with the help of the remaining Siege Giant, has already done quite a bit of damage, and up to the top side we still have Dehaka. We have down at the bottom of the map Gia on Junkrat doing the work, and they are about to drop the last remaining fort on the side of the fan club. Great game. Fantastic comeback once again, and it seems that every single time Team Cheese falls behind in the early game, they have an answer later on when they are heading into the mid and late game, just by getting a couple of additional kills in at the right moment and turning the game around. Now, with that said, bot lane, at least a few shots are grabbed by the fan club as Lauber and his boys are starting to make the move in. But the rotation is happening again for Team Cheese. They're moving topside. They're trying to steal the camp away. They go straight for the Bruiser camp here. The problem for them is the fan club is close. They're really close. And they can move in for it if they want. Urel is already getting ready. Lauber is there. Here comes the ult again. And the Hyperion is done. And they're trying to go in. In they go. Henning with the Judgment. He's getting dropped. Turanda already down, but the fight ain't over yet. Here comes the attempt to get a counter kill as Lauber goes for the ult. The bomb again from Junkrat, and in comes the attack against Urel. Urel with Tracer eliminated, and they get the double kill. Tyrael is down. Reina is dead too. Dehaka dies. Everybody's falling in the lunges, keeping Gia also in the mix. The fight not over yet, as we still see Khaldor trying to get another one in against Urel, but damn son, kills all over the place, and in total we have now 8 against 5 on the board, with both of the teams on level 16. The Mule still in overdrive now, up to the top, trying to keep that keep in play. 16 talents for the time being. Here come the Envenom Spikes. Fantastic for the extra slows, absolutely fantastic for Jim Reyna, of course, as well, because whoever has the symbiote on top of him is going to help him to proc that level 1 talent even more. When it comes to the choices on 16, a bit of an adjustment here on level 16 with the Celestial Swiftness. I mean, again, we have already seen some adjustments here, especially going into the Molten Armor on level 13. Level 16 has been a really popular talent choice for Imperius in the past, but a slight adjustment here now made on the side of Lauber with the Celestial Swiftness instead. I mean, the attack speed and also the movement speed allows you to stay a little bit closer. If you have Abathar there as well, that's of course an added tool. And already the attempt to play the delivery boy again, and oh my god, what a fantastic combo. Fury barely surviving. Well, scratch that, he's down. The bomb of Tyrael takes him apart. The trade, but they're trying to go for a second kill. Henning is solo on the other hand. The drag connects, but Lauber with a kill. Imperius once again just jamming that spear down Dehaka's throat, and that's the end of that. Shrimpy is able to, at least for now, survive. The Owl scratching him hard. Hedwig just barely missing. Gets the shield, returns back in. Swamgrotta nearly dropping in with a copy here. But Khaldor on the way back now. And I'm loving these combos. Imperius is such a fun hero to observe, to be honest. If you have a good Imperius player, the stuns that can be set up by it, and also the kills with Turanda alone are fantastic. We have the Wrath of Angarius being used here, and then the perfect follow-up from Henning on Turanda to get that quick kill in against the initial target, and it worked just beautifully well. Of course, with the cooldown on the ult for Urel still not being ready, the explosion then took out the offlaner for the fan club. But still, we have 10 kills against 6, we're 13 minutes into this, and once again it's just all about the temples. Mid-temple is an easy grab for Lauber's fan club, but Team Cheese has started to take over a few shots up at the top. But you can already tell, that Junkrat isn't quite sure that he can actually survive through this, so he jumps out, only got a few shots, but it shouldn't really matter because you have to drop the entire keep. If you don't, Abathar is going to mule it up again, and that's exactly what they're waiting for. And I mean, just look at experience right now. They are so close at this point. It's 19 versus 18.5 pretty much, and that is again also a sign that this game has so far been pretty even. The one thing that we still have to point out, of course, is that you can make a boss play if you hit level 20, or at any point you feel like you need to throw a Hail Mary. So that's something that we have to consider. But there's good pressure here in the middle. The more structures you take down manually just with hero power, the better for you in a setup on Sky Temple. But it's all about boss control from here on out. And of course it is about Mule as well, because what's true for... Well, you need another one here, dude. Imperius is too good to get the final shot. Imperius is sitting there and is just like, nah, you take it. Alright, they actually pull Urel back, so they want to delay the next objective. Okay, fair enough. They're intentionally not taking it. They're pinging him back and to delay the next temple. So in case that you weren't aware, but if you like, temples spawn after the last shot is taken, the countdown activates before the temple spawn again. So they're intentionally trying to delay the next temple right now, and are not taking the shot here. Instead, we're having everybody down at the bot lane right now, playing around the boss. Of course, it's also a bit of a vision game that they're playing with this. At the top lane, Abathar can still mule. That's one of the advantages that he has right now with this setup. So they were probably just trying to delay the next temple so that they can keep that up in play. But we have level 20 at this point, and with level 20 we're now also seeing again the Valora's Pursuit here. So another great and fantastic talent for a bit more mobility that you can have to really get that hook in against Gia, for example. And they're already looking for it. Lauber at the front with a lunge and gets the quick hit in. And here comes again the Wrath. Henning with a stun, and they try to get the kill against Tyrael once more. The Riptire shutting it down for the time being. Abathar could go for the copy, but Jimmy's down, but he's not the only one. Tyrande is still fighting for her life as Tracer has already been evaporated. Backhold is low, Henning gets dragged in, and that's the end of Tyrande. But Tyrael dies too, tries to get some explosion value, and will get it maybe, but Lauber together with Abathar drops Tacita, and the fight is still ongoing. Gia barely gets out with under 200 hit points, but Azerite, he's not going to get away from this one. He's trying to drop Fury to at least get the counter kill, but he can't even make that happen. 14 kills against 8, and what a first game here. Only 2 heroes plus Abathar alive. Can't make a play for the boss here, but instead they're pushing out the lanes. Abathar went to the top, took the last remaining shot and gets the 5 extra. Bit more pressure against the top side here. So now the countdown has started and we're gonna see the next one start soon. But it's all about, can you take that boss or not? That's the big question at this point, pretty much. And boss is already being pinged. I mean, you know, this is the focal point. This is absolutely the focal point at this point. So we're going to find out if this is going to be the moment where they can turn the game, I really don't want to say around, but where they can make another big dent into it. Because if you look at the kill count, the fan club has done fantastic. They are 6 kills ahead. It's nearly twice the amount that we're seeing for Team Cheese. But then again, at the same time, if you look at the map, it's dead even in structures. And here comes the move. The Haka isn't there yet, but he can burrow in, and this is going to be the big fight. This is going to be the big one. No, it's not. The Haka came in just a second too late, and Team Cheese is playing it safe. They're not making a play here, but the fight continues. The fight continues right away. Riptire already in the back line. Schwimpy is low and they have to disengage, but look at Azerite. He's completely split from the rest of the team. They chase him a little bit, but then start focusing onto the bot lane where the boss is currently pushing through. And this is the moment where they are looking for the kill. Wrath of Angirius can't be used right now, still on cooldown. Again, they're going straight in. The Haka came back now too for the defense, but it's tricky with the tools that they have for Team Cheese to make a play here. They're looking for the judgment, they're looking for the kill, they're looking for the turnaround here. Backhold is trying to jump in on his Tyrael. Schwimpy is low on the other hand and needs to be careful. They can't make more of a play here. The boss already more or less defended against, and only the keep has been scratched a little bit. But the rotation into the middle of the map as the temple is activating in 15 seconds. Abathar, in the meantime, has been starting to push out the top lane. Double catapults are threatening the keep and have to be dealt with. Only 6 stacks, by the way, for Backhold. not necessarily an indicator of how much of trouble he had to connect any stuns, but it's a bit of an indicator of how few fights we actually had in which these setups were used, because there were multiple kills where Lauber and Henning worked together really well to get those stun combos off and allow the rest of the team to deliver the damage. But only 6 stats, pretty atypical for Henning too. Normally he is someone who really starts racking those up from the get-go on level 4. Now on the other hand, the big fight over the single temple. Already starting to move in right here again, the softening up with all those Sonic Storms from Tacita, trying to zone them out as well. It's a lot of AoE that he can stack up here, but Khaldor has to be careful. He has a very, very low hit point pool, and if Lauber connects the launch and there's a stun follow-up, then he is dead. Tacita needs to be careful in this setup. 14 kills against 8, and Team Cheese, they want to go to the grand final here again. Team Russia is waiting, they're watching right now. They want to know who they're going to face next, and this is only game number 1. But most of the shots have been taken now, and the top 4, the top keep still in play, thanks to Abatha. But they need to send someone over, because the Haka is starting to make his way in, and he's getting escorted by a catapult now too. Bottom of the map on the other hand, nice steal on the Siege Giant camp, but this looks pretty much like a death push for the keep here. Abatha could mule it, but doesn't have it right now, is trying to prevent it for as long as he possibly can, but the team lets it go. They know exactly what's going to happen here. They know exactly that they would lose this, but they just said, okay, sacrifice it, can't save it anyways. And now they have double Siege Giants at the bot lane. That needs to be responded to, and already Gianna's Junkrat is starting to move back here, is trying to move away. Damage output, I mean, look at Shrimpy. 64,000 damage here for Shrimpy on his Tracer, and 56k on Abatha. I mean, you look over to, for example, Jim Rayner, and he's at 35,000, whereas we're having Imperius with 45k. He's after Abatha, the top damage dealer in the team, which is pretty nuts to tell you the truth. I mean, they're pushing again. They're being aggressive on the map right now. They have a situation where they know that team fights are currently ending in their favor, and they are doing really well with them. And that's ideally what they, of course, want to do. Win another team fight, push it hard, ideally around the boss. And boss is going to be up in another 1.5 minutes. Of course, we have also another double altar coming up, or double temple coming up next round. One in the middle, one at the bottom of the map. But it's getting really intense, because Team Cheese is also looking for the kill. Oh, Shrimpy! Oh, and he goes down. Abatha and Imperius are such a deadly combo. Tracer just doesn't have a chance here. Even with all the dashes that we just saw, there was just no way for Shrimpy to keep himself alive. The engage happened and they went straight in. And now, of course, this is where the shit is potentially hitting the fan. It's gonna get ugly here. 15 versus 8, and we have a double temple up on the map. Abatha can help with this, and again, Mule is crucial right now. It's absolutely crucial. The rotation towards the middle as the fan club is looking for it. The fan club is looking for the kills here. And Imperius is already annoying to deal with. If you have Imperius Abatha jumping into your face and ramming that spear down your throat, then you know you're going to be in trouble. He wants to go for those spare ribs, by the way. Lauber, he saw the money pick of Backhold, and he's always thinking, I'm going to get myself a piece of that. Trying to get that piggy, get that bacon, and all the way up at the frontier. Urel still at the bottom of the map. Here comes the symbiote again from Abatha. Shrimpy's back to business. Could come in, but Wrath of Anguirus is on a 6-second cooldown right now. And Shrimpy's on the way back. Bottom has taken. 2 of the keeps are already down, and we're seeing another one being attacked here, and this one is going to fall too. On the other side now, the one in the middle has dropped. The one at the bottom of the map is still there, but this is getting nasty. This is getting really nasty. The advantage at this point goes to the fan club. Not only are they head-in kills, they are in head-in structures. They still hold on to a single remaining keep. And Team Cheese, they know that too. They know they need to win a team fight. There is a boss on the map though, and that changes the entire dynamic again. Make a play around the boss. Try and set up a little bit of a trap. Go for the boss. Try and sneak it in. Anything that you can do at this point would really, really help. You can throw that Hail Mary, or you can just simply try and play it out into the long game. 23 minutes in as it stands. Already, both of them going for those Siege Giants. Globals, of course, hugely important right now. really, really important at this point. You have the Hawk up at the top lane, and Azerite needs to be careful. If he doesn't have vision, he needs to be careful. But oh, Tacita! That's exactly what I talked about earlier. His hit point pool is so low. If at any point he's being hit, he's dead. And here comes the attempt to go for the backdoor. They know they can't do anything else. They have to make a Hail Mary attempt for the core now. If the boss is taken, the game is over, and they are well aware of that. So they're going to the top lane. Here comes the attack against the Haka. It's all that they can do, and yes, they were trying to prevent the TPs back with Junkrat, but it doesn't work. The Haka is down. Tacita is still dead. They're trying to go for another kill. Berghult is on the run, but Junkrat is in the meantime taken out by Arathon Imperius, and Berghult, he's not going to escape this one either. He's trying to jump away, but at this point, there are so many already chasing him that it's just not happening. Down he goes. That's the end of that, and we have only Tracer surviving. Shrimpy is dashing and diving, trying to buy a little bit of time, but of course there's very little that he can do. Tacita is going to be back for the shield on the core, but with 3 heroes still dead for more than 30 seconds, there is no surviving this one. We have the Fanclub with 19 kills against 2, marching towards the core and trying to end game number 1 in their favor. Henning delivers the damage. Shrimpy is low. Galnagunar with the Archon, but Tracer goes down as Ty delivers the auto attacks. That is that, and we have a winner in game number 1 on Sky Temple. The Lauber Fanclub goes up with a 1-0 against Team Cheese on Sky Temple. Game number 2, everybody, as the Fanclub goes up against Team Cheese on Infernal Shrines, and on the left side, Henning on Malfurion, Ty on Orphea in this game, Lauber on Diablo. We have Fury on Leoric and Swampgrotta on Hanzo. And Swampgrotta is a beast on Hanzo, as you've probably seen with Team Sweden in the Nations Cup already. Galnagunar on Tyrande in game number 2. We have Berghult again back on his Tyrael with Shrimpy on Thrall and Azerite on Reyna. A bit of a switch between the two of them. No offlaner this time for Azerite. And Gia is playing Tychus to burn Diablo down. Also, you might have noticed maybe already that we do not have a draft for this game. And the reason is actually quite simple. I talked a lot about the Airbnb that I was in the last time that we came into this. And as it happened, the internet actually crashed pretty hard shortly after that. So right now, the rest of this series is casted from a replay, and actually from my new place in Spain. I finally have my internet here, and the internet connection so far is actually amazing. 500 downloads, 600 upload. It's pretty fun, let's just put it like this. So as we're heading into the game, let's check out how this is going to work out this time. Currently, Team Cheese is behind. What does the photographer say? They are currently down 1 game in that series. Bit of a brawl at the bot lane, but up to the top, Fury is in trouble. Azerite wants the kill, and he gets it. Gets the last hit here, and that's the first one to be delivered here. Lauber's Fanclub losing Leo early on in the game. With Thrall, Shrimpy up to the top on his Smurfic Hound, the ZZZ, still stylish on the money pick. He's going into Echo of Elements, all his level 1 talent, no Trash Lightning on this map. Again, if you want to play Trash, then you can play it either on Battlefield of Eternity, sometimes you see it on Volskaya Foundry, but in general, Echo of Elements is normally the best choice that you can really go for in terms of talents. But of course, I would still expect them to make maybe an adjustment on level 4. Frost Wolf pack against Diablo is pretty sweet, because with Alpha Wolf on level 16, you get a lot of damage in against a high hit point tank, and Diablo definitely qualifies as one of those. So that could happen. That being said, they already have a lot of damage through Tigers alone if they go into the bigger they are, and we can obviously assume that's going to happen. And once that we have that in place, we are going to see them try and focus down on Lauber a little bit more so at that front line. So with that said, already level 4 talents here for the Fanclub, as they are heading into the talent a little bit sooner than their opponent. Nothing of note on the other hand. But in terms of talents, we actually do not see the bigger they are. Instead, we're having them stacking
And actually, we have a lot of stacking talents. Wow, Behemoth Armor on level 4 in the rhythm for Tigers in the meantime. And the Frostwolf pack as expected for Thrall. We have a bit of an aggressive move here by the fan club on the bottom of the map, though. They invade the camp, as we're seeing top right Shaman camp claimed by Team Cheese. So they're trying to steal this one away, successfully, I might add. 2 minute and 41 Egg of Elements. Pretty good stacking here from Shrimpy. Really like it. Good move here, providing vision through Diablo onto the well. And now immediately the camp takes down the fountain. That's actually fantastic, especially since the shrine is in the middle. Nice stun combo against Lauber. Tai needs to be careful too, but it's Diablo that they're focusing on for now. Azerite is a bit low himself though, as Reyna needs to be super careful here. 3 stacks already on the Behemoth Armor. And once again, a slight lead for Team Cheese as they are heading into the first objective. With the Shaman camp taken topside, Leoric is currently with his level 4 Needle Peasants actively trying to push it out as quickly as he can. But the fan club has taken the lead in the minion stacks, looking at 10 already for now. And they are going straight in for more, but the rest of the 2 teams are now starting to collapse onto the shrine, trying to get the lead with this. Level 4 Talent Bear, by the way, strangling Vines, so really trying to burn a target down. They didn't get Toronto this time, but they get Malfurion for that, and Fury dies again. Second kill against Leoric. Twice focused and twice dead, but Lauber again puts Berkol into a pretty awkward spot. The roots on the ground, but they are still able to survive through it.
23 against 20. Fury is coming back, and it is a dead even fight. Oh, Shrimpy dies, and he's not the only one. It looks like Tyrael is gonna drop too. With Tyrael and Shrimpy both dead. Now, of course, the time on the shrine is at an end for Team Cheese. They're moving away. The fan club in a good position, and obviously, they also took the stacks away from Shrimpy. Talents are taken now also from Tyrael, who has been holding back his level 4 talent for a long time. Made the commitment right now on level 4 into Bound by Law. And outside of that, we're having him with his Swift Retribution taken on level 7. And that said, though, ooh, Shrimpy! Oh, that's the second kill. He just came back and is dead again. The counter kill against Malfurion on the other hand, as the fight is raging on everywhere. Leoric is still up at the top side, getting a bit more experience for his team, which means that down here they're fighting at a numeric disadvantage. But Reyna gets picked up by Lauber. The tank goes straight in, drops Jimmy, and now they're going straight for the fort. Big push at the top, a lot of experience going to be lost for Team Cheese, and down at the bottom of the map, Tai has already worked through the gate itself. The fort in the middle is obliterated, and that is going to give even more passive experience now into the hands of the Lauber fan club. They are doing really well with this right now, and at this point, we are having Fury and Shrimpy still fighting that one-on-one out, but down to the bottom of the map, another turret falls, as we have with a 1-level lead, the fan club pushing in again, looking also for level 10 and the potential engage with this. Keeps Vam Grottas Hanzo in mind. He had some sick arrows when he was playing the hero for Team Sweden in the Nations Cup. That's another thing that they can actually do. And let's see. Top side. Still a 1-versus-1. Shrimpy, ooh, the drain actually missing, that's a problem. Fury immediately has to back out as he misses the drain hope. Cannot keep up with the sustain of Thrall without that talent hitting. 10 is now on board, and with that we could see that arrow into the Apocalypse. It's actually a deadly setup if you look at it. The arrow into the Apocalypse, on top of that you're also seeing the Entomb that can be used here in conjunction with both of these. And then we're having the Crushing Jaws. If you clutch those out as well, it's going to be nasty. And it's a deadly setup. You just need 1 kill. And this is a game where I actually think that this time Berkholt has no other choice but go Sanctification. They're playing a lot with Judgment, but there is just absolutely no way. If you play Judgment into a Toronto stun, that's fantastic damage, but if you're going up against this combo, you have to Sank it. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Sanctification chosen immediately, no hesitation this time on Berkholt. In all of those previous games, he was holding it back for a long time and then made the choice, but this time there is no hesitation whatsoever, and for very good reason. You can't really play around that in any way. You have to. Not if you're going up against Arrow plus Apocalypse, and then on top of that, of course, Leoric as well. It's just too much.
It's just simply too much. Schwimpy is struggling, by the way, to complete the level 4 quest. He's really struggling. I mean, we're 7 minutes and 20 seconds in, and he's only at 1 stack. Him dying twice has made this pretty difficult for him. Then again, once we have the fight on the shrines themselves, it's a lot easier for Thrall to get something done with this. So there is still a good chance that he's going to complete it eventually. But it's definitely not where he wants it to be right now. The important part is to get it around level 16. I mean, obviously, you want to have it completed way earlier than that. But it's the Alpha Wolf synergy that you're looking for. And so he still has a little bit of time to at least get the main punch and the main synergy out of the talent. They're getting actually the camp at the top. Tyrande, of course, delivering vision the entire time for Team Cheese, and she also scouted out what's happening top left. So the fan club is currently grabbing the Shaman camp, but this gives a bit of a lead towards Team Cheese. They have, first of all, a good position as they're setting this up, and now they're going straight for the lead here. Have taken a Khaldor camp in the middle, but the attack is raging on as the fan club is setting up for the attack themselves. Ty on his Ophia is starting to get the damage in here, and we're all waiting for the combo. Thrall with the Sundering, Apoc, ooh, the hit with the Entomb as well, and Malfurion goes straight in with the old Tranquility. Lauber is low, but we have Chia on Tychus, shelling the damage out here, getting a lot of it in as they're pushing them out. Schwimpy is looking for the kill against Fury again, but this time he can't find it, and still 25 against 8 stacks. The Shaman camp at the top lane, on the other hand, is well, a lot of work for the Lauber fan club, and the fight down here isn't over just yet, but here comes the Jaws. Only the lockdown though. Sanctification was in, but Tyrande falls. 37 stacks against 15. Tyrande is down. So is Tyrael, but he gets the explosion in, and that is enough to deliver the Punisher into the hands of Team Cheese. They get the Punisher, but now here comes another attack, and oh, down goes Jimmy. Reyna is just biting the dust here. The top lane has already lost the entire gate, and that fort is also falling very quickly. Level 13 talents are in the hands of the fan club too, so they have another added advantage here. Down at the bottom of the map, we're seeing the Punisher actually proc towards Henning, but it doesn't matter. There's nobody to follow up on it. Nobody is pushing with that Punisher. 3 heroes have died for Team Cheese in the last encounter, and it looks like Schwimpy is completing his quest. Completes the talent. 7 kills against 3, but just look at experience here. 13 against 12, and we're looking at nearly level 14 for Lauber and his boys, and they are on a 1-0 right now. They are 1-0 ahead in this semi-final. If they take it in this best of 3 with another victory on Infernal Shrines, they would be the ones going up in the grand final against Team Russia, and the winner of that series would qualify for Division S right away. Keep in mind, points accumulation counts too. So that's another... Ooh, the arrow, the apocalypse, and it's not even needed. Reyna is dead already. They go for Tyrael, but this time Backhold gets away with the added speed. But damn, the fan club is not kidding around here. All 3 forts are already down. A massive structural advantage for the team in blue. But as I said before, through numbers alone, through getting the farther you get in the tournament, the more rounds you are successfully accomplishing here, the more points you get in each and every qualifier. And, well, you can qualify for Division S just by accumulating enough points, of course, too. It's 4 teams that qualify directly through a tournament victory for Division S, and the remaining 4 teams that we need to fill those 8 spots are determined by the points that you gather. So for teams like the red one here, for Team Cheese, things are still looking pretty good. Even if they would lose here, they're very likely going to qualify for Division S. But of course, it's always a lot better if you are able to get the direct qualification spot. Gives you a lot of safety. You don't have to play any numbered games here. And obviously, it also sends a certain signal if you're one of the teams that was able to win by, or to qualify for Division S by winning a tournament. 16 against 13, and it looks like Team Cheese is throwing a bit of a Hail Mary. The Sundering from Schwimpy misses as Svampgrotta jumps away. Double arrow comes in, and the Entomb just doesn't hit anything but Lauber. Kind of memeing Diablo here a little bit. That's the only thing that we're seeing. But with 16 against 14, we're now having such a dominant position for the fan club that it is nearly impossible to make any plays here. Again, the clutching Jaws, clutching them out. No crushing this time. Lauber is low. The Sanctification is safe. Team Cheese, they're going for Diablo, and they get the kill. Diablo is down. The Ragdoll is just kicked around. Kick him while he's dead. That's the motto of Team Cheese here. And they might stink a little bit, but they definitely have also a lot of flavor to their playstyle. And with that, we see them get the kill, reset the souls for Diablo, but they can't really follow it up with anything else. They are still 2 levels behind. There's still a massive talent behind too. And we again see Diablo on the Shaman camp as the shrine is about to activate. And with the talent lead, obviously the intention of the fan club is to make sure that they're going to get this one and then hopefully for them get a keep too. Team Cheese is trying to just poke. They have to somehow play around this. And it's the question that you have to answer right now. Do you throw the Hail Mary? Do you go in right now? Do you feel this is the moment where you have to take the fight despite the fact that you're 2 levels behind and an entire talent behind? Do you just stall it out, accept that your opponent is going to get the Punisher, and then defend with level 16 talents? That's the question they have to answer right now, and they're dancing around it. They're poking. They're looking for it. And here comes Leo, and Leo goes down. Leo goes down. Fury is dead again, and that was a great kill here from Team Cheese, and that might be all that they need. There is still pressure through the top lane because of the catapults and also the Shaman camp that we're seeing. But the fight comes in. Owl comes through. There's the Sundering. They're trying to go for another kill. But this time the stun misses against Henning. Lauber is split from the team. And he is on the wrong side of this one. But he's buying a lot of time. He's buying an enormous amount of time while his teammates have started to take the Punisher. Frozen Punisher goes over. Diablo is still on the run. Might eventually fall here. Good wall stun by him. And Lauber is trying to get away. But with 3 heroes on his heels, he's not gonna happen. Yeah, he's not gonna escape from this one. But over here, the Punisher starting to push in. And topside. Ooh, Jimmy. Oh, close call. Jimmy actually gets away from this one. But they're starting to attack the keep itself. They start to go for the keep here. And that's a fantastic entomb. But do they have the follow-up? That's the big question. They come in again. Punisher still busy in the middle. Here comes the Tranquility, and they might have stayed a little bit too long. Here comes the Sanctification, and Malfurion gets shredded. The old man with the green beard gets kicked here and dies, hopefully a painful death. So with Diablo already coming back in 9 seconds, and Malfurion down for another 40. That's a staggered death right there. I mean, Malfurion is a bit of an old geezer, is taking things slower here. But the Shrimpy boys are actually doing fairly well, considering how... Oh my god, no way. They get another kill. Wow. We talked about this in Game 1 on Sky Temple. Every time you think that they are down, they come in with the perfect kills. They make exactly the moves that they need to do, and all of a sudden they're back in the game. And this is exactly what we're seeing here. They were so far behind. They were 2 levels behind, a big talent behind as well. And now they get one staggered kill after another. They take down Diablo, they take down Malfurion, they take down Hanzo, always in 30-40 second increments. And now they drop the fort at the bot lane. They have a little bit more momentum going for themselves. They're still far behind when it comes to the structural position on the map, don't get me wrong here. But they're definitely making the right moves at this point. And they're looking at a level disadvantage here. Much, much better. And, well, with that, we have a pretty solid situation for them regarding comeback into this game. The level 20 talent is, of course, something that you need to be a little bit careful about, because once the level 20 is in there, the Storm talents give you such a huge advantage that fighting with an opponent over an objective, over a Punisher, is exactly what you would love to have. This is one of those things that Team Cheese is going to try and dodge. So it's all about the time they need to get level 20 themselves. This is pretty much what's happening here right now. So we're gonna see how this works. By the way, in case that the microphone today sounds a little bit weird, as I mentioned before, I'm not at the Airbnb anymore. I'm actually at my own place at this point, and the room that I'm casting in right now is pretty empty. And you can imagine what's that causes. It causes a little bit of a room echo here. That's going to be gone for the next video for sure. Just need to fill the room up a bit, but at this point there's literally nothing else in there but a table and my PC. So just in case that you guys were wondering a bit about that, that's the reason for it. But as I say that, we're heading into our level 20, and already the danger of being backdoored starting to move away. Don't want to risk anything. We have a shrine next spawning topside with level 20 talents. It was not only like backdooring a keep, it was also them setting up a trap and hoping that someone would run into the trap before level 20 talents. With Storm talents, you don't want to be caught on the wrong side of the map. Your opponent having Storm talents, I mean. So that is exactly what we're having right now. They moved away and said, we kind of need to wait this out a little bit. But now we have 14 seconds until the final shrine spawns. Well, final is maybe a bit of a strong word, but it could be the final one depending on the outcome. Here comes the Entomb. The arrow is in, but it's just not enough. They're trying to stall this out to help the rest of the team close the distance, and if Diablo is able to move in, and he is, they could get the kill. The Jaws, the Sanctification negates it, and in comes the Tranquility. The fight has been taken, but they didn't get a kill, and the Fanclub actually miscalculated. They were hoping to force a fight before level 20 is ready for Shrimpy. They could have focused on the top shrine and get a massive lead towards the Punisher. But now, if they can still get the kill? Nah, it doesn't look like it. Because they made the rotation and tried to force the fight, they lost a lot of time. And that is time that Team Cheese now could use to get their own level 20. And that's the case. So we are nearly seeing an even fight between the two teams now. And that's where the Fanclub made a bit of a miscalculation. And it could have worked out, don't get me wrong, it was an idea, it was a good call, but they couldn't get the kill, they couldn't force the fight. Team Cheese was set up too well and was able to move away, and now a lot of cooldowns has already been burned. And they have to re-engage into the battle here. But Leo has Entomb. He has the Buried Alive, and that is the chance that they have to go straight in and try and drop maybe someone like Tyrande, maybe Reyna, depends on the positioning. Can they get close enough to any of them right now? That's the main question here. The Holy Arena also on the side of Tyrael, activatable again in 30 more seconds. 23 against 18 stacks, and a kill against Fury. Fury down again for the 4th time in this game. Sundering comes out, they go for Lauber. Lauber, low, drops the Apocalypse, but he dies. And now, once again, the Shrimp Boys. Team Cheese in the lead in the fight. 10 kills against 8 on the map. 2 kill difference, and they're gonna get this Punisher. There's still a fort on the other hand, topside, and that's of course something that they still have to work through. So it's unlikely that they're gonna get the game victory with this and tie the series right here and force game 3. But it's still a really important step into the right direction for them. Getting more and more forts, making sure that your opponent doesn't get even more passive experience is important. Experience, of course, after level 20 talents is not really the crucial factor anymore, but opening up the lanes and trying to get catapult pressure going, that is still a very, very important aspect of this. Already the bait on the Punisher, trying to burn it down here. Question, of course, remains, can Team Cheese get another kill or two? Then they might even be able to go for the core with this. Mid lane still getting pushed by a camp and catapults, and that keep is going to eat some damage. But talking about keeps, talking about damage, topside nearly gone. Fury also about to die, barely gets away as they're baiting the Punisher in a little bit more and are going to be able to finally take that down. Mid lane, on the other hand, catapult with the damage, and that keep does not look good and is very, very likely to fall. That keep is very likely to fall. They're starting to move back here, but they are going to be too late. Or are they? Catapult still does the damage. They might just be able to save it. And yes, they should be. Azerite goes in, hits the penetrating round and hits it hard, and the keep survives for the time being. So far, so good. Bot lane, in the meantime, that's where we have Ty, Henning, and Lauber sharking around once again. They've been so far ahead in this series. They've been insanely far ahead in this game. But, well, right now they are behind. They lost the keep top lane. Continuous catapult pressure now on the lane. Fury again, moving in together with Lauber. They're trying to steal this one, and this is going to be an easy one for them. Everybody else is at the bottom of the map, taking the Khaldor camp. So, great spot. And of course, you have to make sure that you check every single bush right now. You can't face check that shit anymore. If you, 21, 22 minutes into the game, start face checking bushes and your opponent has something set up there, you're going to be dead within seconds, and there's just absolutely no way. But stealing the camp away, a bit of a ballsy move, but still it worked out. They take the camp and they eliminate it. Now, the camp doesn't really do a whole lot. It forces a rotation topside, so that's a bit more safety when you take your own camp. But what it definitely does is it takes it away from your opponent as a tool. And considering that it is the top lane that is pressuring this hard with continuous catapults because of the keep that they lost, it's the one lane where they have to alleviate as much pressure as they possibly can. And that's exactly what they do. It also gives them the time to rotate bot side now and push this one out. But Shrimpy and his boys, they're setting up a trap. Backhool on the other hand, okay, he sniffs out Fury. Frigate sniffs out, there's the Wolf. Oh my god, the damage on him. The damage on him is actually nuts. Look at the stacks, by the way. 89 stacks now in the rhythm on level 4. 19, nearly 20 for Toranda on the level 4 talent. So many stuns connected here by Galnagunar. And we're having 45 on the Behemoth armor. Nothing too crazy, but still. I would have preferred fight or fly, but I guess you already guessed that. Nice. Hellgate had to be used by Lauber to dodge this one. Malfurion forced into the early tranquility. Great aggression from Team G's. Great aggression from them. Really, really well done here by them. Drawing a lot of the heroic abilities. They themselves had to use a few too, especially of course when we look at the Sundering here, but good pressure against particularly Leoric, who once again was in trouble and nearly fell here. And now we have the Shine being announced, and this could easily be the last one of the game. I mean, both of them are down to the keep in the mid lane right now. And if you look towards Team Cheese, their keep barely has any hit points left. Tai, by the way, together with Tigers on the other side, the only two that haven't died yet in this game. Gia and Tai, two of the damage dealers, the only two with 0 deaths so far. But the combo is nearly ready. 16 seconds for the arrow on Hanzo, and then they could go in for the play again. They could go straight in for the Apocalypse, for the Buried Alive, and for the arrow. And they're already taking a slight lead. Fury with the hits early on. Big red button from Tychus. Everything is set to victory here for them right now. They want to go for Lauber. They want to burn him down. He moves away. Once again the damage. Tychus as Gia is starting to take control over the point here. They start to take the lead. 15, 19, 18. Starting to get everything here. But we're still seeing the fan club waiting, buying their time. Waiting to wait for that one engage, that one moment, and here comes the arrow and it misses everything. They go in for the Apocalypse, they don't hit anything there, but the Buried Alive is ready. They drop Toranda and now the moment. Holy Arena already on the ground. Can they save Lauber? Can they save Fury? The two of them still alive as we see Tranquility from Henning being used. They keep them alive. Again, Lauber! Ooh! With a kill against Reyna. Great play by him. Hellgate was ready again, jumps over the wall, gets the wall stun. Reyna goes down, and that's the double kill right there. 10 kills against 10 kills. And now they are starting to get everything. Leo already at the top, taking the catapults down, making sure that this is not going to be a concern while they're trying to end the game here. Can move into the middle again. Shrimpy is sitting there, GM Backle as well. They want to go for the Hail Mary move, but they're missing the Wolf against Svampgrota. He jumps away, Shrimpy is dead. They go for Tychus. Gia is down too, and that should have sealed the fate of Team Cheese. It was a great idea here. Henning gets entombed. Fury is having some fun here with the heroic as he knows that this is pretty much the end of it. But what a cool idea from Team Cheese towards the end here. And if that Wolf connects against Hanzo, they might be able to get that oh so important kill. But as it stands, the fan club is going to be victorious in game number 2, win the best of 3 series in the semi-final of the 3rd Division S Qualifier, and move onwards to the final, the grand final of the tournament against Team Russia. GG and well played as the Lauber fan club takes the victory over Team Cheese.